Welcome to Denglisch Docs. In English, we've got some odd expressions for talking about time that a few of you may have learned at school, which may sound pretty outdated at this point. In American English, we generally use the 12 o'clock hour and add the letters AM or PM to indicate if we're referring to the morning or the afternoon and evening. So for example, I arrive at work at 9 a.m., but I meet my friends for a drink at 9 p.m. Sometimes there's no need to specify. I'll call you at 4 almost always means 4 p.m. If you call a client or even a friend at 4 a.m., they're not going to be too happy about that. Though it's counterintuitive, the day starts at 12 a.m., also known as midnight. 12 p.m. when we eat lunch is usually called noon. We know the 24-hour clock, but it's not common at all to use it in everyday situations. If you asked your friend to get dinner at 19 o'clock, they'll give you a strange look. First, because we rarely hear it, and second, because your friend is doing the math in their head to figure out what time that really means. The 24-hour clock is really only used in the military and in rare cases by some international businesses or organizations that are accustomed to working in different time zones. Next, the funny expression o'clock, which is what we say nowadays as an abbreviation for a very old expression of the clock. It's used when we're talking about an exact hour. For example, 8 o'clock, which would mean 8 hours and 0 minutes. But when talking about times with minutes involved, we drop the word o'clock. If, for example, we plan to meet at 9 o'clock and now 5 minutes have passed, I cannot tell you you're late. It's already 9 o'clock and 5 minutes. The most common way to express the time in English is also the simplest. If it's 14 minutes after 9 o'clock, we'd say it's 9:14. If it's 23 minutes after 9 o'clock, that's right, 9:23. One important note. If it's 1 or 2 or 9 or any single digit after an hour, we need to represent that zero in our speech by saying the word O. That means that 2 minutes after 9 is 9:02. 9 minutes after 9 is 9:09, and so on. What about 15, 30, and 45 minutes? At 9:15, we can say it's a 9:15, which would be common in British English, or 9:15, which you may hear in the United States. But these expressions are mostly used by older generations. Most of us are much more likely to use the simpler version. 9:15. Same goes for 9:45, which we could say as 9:45, but most people would just say 9:45. For 30 minutes past the hour, here we have a divergence between American and British English. At 30 minutes past 2 o'clock, Americans like to keep it simple. That's 2:30. In the UK, it's different, and here is where German speakers need to be very careful. British English speakers might say that 30 minutes past 2 o'clock is 2:30, which you might occasionally hear in American also. But in the UK, they may also shorten that and simply say 2:30. Be careful and keep in mind that while German speakers may think of 2:30 as 30 minutes before 2 or halfway toward 2 o'clock, British English speakers will mean 30 minutes after 2. Hope this helps and keeps you on time, and not sounding too strange when you're making plans with your English-speaking friends to meet. Thanks for tuning in to Denglisch Docs.